Okay, so in the previous session we have discussed about DataWeave expression language and why it is used, where it is used, so how it will help us, okay, to convert our data from one format to another format, and also discussed about arrays and object, how we can identify arrays and how we can identify objects. Also we have covered the, some few of the formats like JSON to XML, Java to JSON, XML to JSON, JSON to CSV, so on. Say no matter what format you are expecting and what format that the source is returning, so you can convert your expected format. And also we have discussed about what difference between the map and the object. Map operator is used on arrays, map object is used for objects. And also we seen this the important step that this single dollar gives the value of a particular field or key. Like hash map, based on key the value will be rated something similar, not exactly like that. And double dollar give the index of the record, where this index where this record is stored, in which index, like 0, 1, 2, 3. And also we have seen few of these operators that we have used so far. Okay, now today we'll do some hands-on or what we have discussed so far. Now let's jump into the MuleSoft and create a new project for it. Okay, just go here, new MuleSoft. There, do nothing, just give the name, just click finish. Okay, the moment you click finish, then it download all this. You see this? See, it will download automatically. Okay, now this is the empty canvas. As we discussed, right? Just drag the listener. Is the one who listen a HTTP request, who listen our incoming request. Now you could see by default it is not there. We already know that to add a HTTP connector, just click on the plus mark. So by default it comes with the HTTP protocol and the host is a local host. The port number is 8081 is the default port. You can change to your port no matter what is the port number that you are going to use, right? But default it says 8081. You can go ahead with, or it is your wish if you want to change and change that port. And path you provide us, say data wave. Okay, now our listener is ready. Now let's discuss before one thing about here. First, we'll go with one simple transform message, right? This transform message is nothing, is also one of the mul component that we have seen in the previous videos. What is that mul transformation? So all these are used to convert the format, the incoming format to our required format. You just have to specify what you need exactly here. Okay, first drag that component here next to the listener. You could see by default it displays something that's blank and it sees the output application/Java. Means by default all these connector components are Java based. Now you see that we start with simple from date functions. Before we go to that, you could see here we have a preview option, right? Every time to see the output, to see the result, what we are doing, we are starting the server, we are deploying the application to serve our request. Now here to check this mul expression syntaxes, you no need to restart, you no need to start the server, you no need to deploy the application in the server. See, this preview help us to see whether our syntax is right or wrong. So based on this preview, right, will help you see here what expression you are writing, what code you are writing will immediately will reflect here in the preview. So you no need to restart or deploy applications. Now let's see simple date applications. Now date functions we see. Now we have a date functions. Now let's see that. Now take string date, right? Date can be in the string format or date format, anything. Now you could see if anything wrong, immediately it shows that error. Now you have to complete that. What is the function with date now? Now is there is a function in the MuleSoft. See, it date expression, DataWeave expression is already providing a function date. Now what you want to do for we are converting this as date as string. For before do convert as string, you just see that now function what it is returning. Let's see, it is still loading. It is going as running studio services tab out. Be patient for a minute. This type of issues are happening sometimes. Okay. No, what's going wrong here today? Just check the services are running. It's already running, but it's taking time out. Okay. Until then, we start complete our code. Now, say as string. So what it does, right? What you are trying to do now, we are trying to convert the date as string. Yeah, and the next function, right, the same date, right? We can display as date means java.util.date, right? In Java, we see this using the same function now as what you want to convert as a date. Simple as the function means you are saying now means this date function as convert to string or util date. Or you can also see that as told, right? We can see that what is the default date that it is displaying, or this now function is giving. Still going on. Okay, let's go with the application starting. Okay, maybe taking time for the first time. We'll go ahead with deployment. As told, deployment is not required, but let's see once this background process is running, we can see that there's some issues going on. So tooling instance is taking too much time. wait, now it is initializing. Okay, what is this path? Let's be ready with the URL. Open Postman. Okay, that we will see that it's still going on. Once it is up, then we can see that preview option. You could see this string date as date format. Say we have given a date function, right? And we are converted as string, and this is just date, the Java date total date. This is how the default it is coming. See, there is no difference as string and string, but default it is coming as string format. And if you want to convert to Java total date, right? As date, it is with this is without timestamp. So this is just simple means, which this is how we can use the built-in functions provided by the MuleSoft. Now let's see actual thing. Transform message. We can use the same transform message with simple real-time data. Now track this transform message again. Let's have some data, right? As discussed previously, right? The data in this output, right? Header, we can have the static data, right? EMP data. Now you create an object EMP data. Let's say name, key value pair, right? Object, and can put some more fields. Bangalore and designation. Okay, now this data is enough for us. Now assume this data is coming from outside of or in our application, right? Instead of getting it from some event has to process and bring the result, but instead that we are taking a static data. Now how you access this here and what you are expecting, we are expecting to convert this into JSON, right? Now just take this max my screen. Okay, now we are converting this coming data to JSON, and we can play with this. Now first thing, how we can concat two strings. Let's see. Right, first this, you know that in Java also, right? Anything will string will be in the double quotes, and if you want to call this object data, right, this should be inside plus plus and say data, sorry, imply emp data dot, you can say name, you you are working on, and so working right dot location. See this still error.
Hello.
What's going wrong here? Simple silly mistake.
Hello.
Output slash application slash JSON.
Hello.
Sorry, so this curly brace is not required here for the single line. See, you could see the emp data dot. You can bring that. Hey, and if you have something you to append, right? Continue with plus plus, and you are working in the location, right? Again, if you want to add some additional string, right, then you can say plus plus emp data dot get that location. Now you don't need to end with the semicolon. You just leave like that. Why this preview guy is still not running? Okay, now our preview is working now. So you could see now you don't need to deploy an application. You see I have stopped the application itself. It has taken some time for the first time. Okay, now if you go here, what we have done here, we have appended two strings here. Rather you can append any multiple strings also. How to make a sentence means how to build a line with using string concatenation. This is called a string concatenation, right? This you can use if you have some text that need to be displayed, some data that need to be displayed in this between string, right? Use plus plus before and after. At the end of the string, if you don't have any text further, right? Just say plus plus that object dot column name. You could see now if you keep typing, changing here, right? You are working, right? You are working, and I will just remove this here. Just see immediately it is reflecting, which means you don't need to restart anything. So this is sample format, how to we can transform, how we can convert this language, how to build up our data. Now let's see, now we'll take from here the actual thing. What we do then, next we convert simple JSON to XML. Now, as we know, the JSON is already, we are clearly aware of this JSON formats. Just build this JSON format. Okay, take the data from the JSON and convert into our XML format. As you know this, how the XML format looks, right? XML format looks right? It is not simple as JSON. If you talk about the JSON, right, this is a object, right? This is the object, right? And in that object we can have, like, value is constructed like this, key colon value. This is how the object will be constructed, key value, right? You can have a JSON array. How it will be enclosed with the square bracket. This is what we have seen so far. Now, how the XML looks, you just see, go to Google and see how the XML format, right? If it is one object, right, it will have at least one root element. If it is array of objects, right, it have one more level of root element. Say sample XML format. You could say here, suppose if we have only one record, book, if you have the data about book, then inside fields is author, title, generic, price, something, so on, so on. You can take that. Suppose if you have a list of books that need to build that this JSON, means if the JSON is coming with the list of books ID and book ID 2, 3, so on, so on. It is coming in the form of array of objects. How you do that? You have to write a simple logic. You have to write a simple code to convert your JSON to XML, right? As now, first we will take with the simple object, means one single object, then go for the complicated. Now let's take simple object as here. Now take and first change to JSON and take the object as same object. We go here and take copy from here. This is employee data, okay, and paste it here. Now here we are going to construct our XML. As told, right, here if you have only one object, what you do, you have to specify one root element. What is that root element? This is the employee data. You have to store in some root element. What is that root element? Is the employments. We are going to call this employee data here. See what is the syntax? That string colon and payload. What is this payload here? We are sending this payload as a EMP data. Just see. Now go to preview and see. See, this is a JSON, right? We are saying this is JSON. Now our expectation is this convert to XML. See, the moment to change the XML, see, immediately change that format. You see the difference, right? If you change to JSON, right, it says as root element is the employee. Inside employee, rates array, right? This is object. Inside this object, you have one object as that contains the object data. And the same thing, if you convert to XML, it simply convert incoming JSON to XML. See, even I have not saved this also. The moment to change this format, right? What is that extension? They immediately convert to that one. Now this is simple data, means it is having only one employee record. So what is this code you have to write this? So give that root element. What is this root element? Is the employee, and colon means we are storing that data to this one, right? We are storing this data to this object root element. How it construct this MuleDataWeave expression automatically helps you how to convert, and what you are expecting is XML, how the XML data will be built. For example, suppose something I don't specify this one, what you could see, two errors. This is format, it is not able to convert. You can ask me that it is already converted. No, this is not actually converted. This is the previous preview. You just go preview and click that, right? For example, now just go back here and now it is there. Oh, no, see, I just remove the field status. Now you don't see the status. This time, what you do, sorry, I just remove this one and paste it here, status. Now you could see the status has to come, right? It is not coming because it is not reflected because of the issues in the syntaxes. Make sure your syntax should be proper. So that's the reason. Say if once it is proper, then only it will convert your transformation what you are expecting. So simple changes with that, you specify the root element and you are storing that data to this root element. That's all. This is how you can build or you can transform from one format to another format. What is the source format? Here is the JSON format, and what is this conversion format is the XML. What thing we have changed? We just change a slash XML and just check a minor piece of code. What is this? Just a word, right? This is the employee. This can give anything, right? But make sure it should be meaningful when you are giving. This is related to pertain, related to employee. So that is the reason I just given as employee, and this data gets stored in this. Then you can give less employees also, right? You just immediately just change that value. So this is how you don't need to deploy application in the server. This preview you can, we all this means it is preview that you already have basic idea about the preview, right? Preview shows that how your data looks, right? This will save your time also, right? During debugging also, once your application start, right, that time you cannot find these issues, right? Finding such issues will be very difficult then. So that's the reason you have to always check the preview before you start this application. What is the source output, how the source is coming to you, and what is your expected format, what you are trying to do, in which format you are going to convert that. You should be planned according to that. You specify or give that formats. Okay, we cannot just do something like as you are expecting to convert this JSON to XML. If we say convert application slash XML and go ahead, means it doesn't know that, because we have, it has to follow some syntax, right? Every object is storing in some proper syntax. So that is the reason we have to write some piece of code, right, according to that format. So this is how to do that. Now the same object, right, we can do in the complicated way. Complicated way means XML to, sorry, JSON to XML only. Now this time we take multiple records. How you do that? The same format with a list of records. Okay, now this we construct array of objects. Let's take array of objects like the different fields, ID. Okay, we'll stop. We'll do it online.